seems like we've got lots of musicians here tonight, poets/musicians. I left my poetry home. That is a joke. I don't write poetry, but I do write songs, and I only sing original music. So this is a song of mine called This Bluesy Thing We Do. It's a little bit of a love song. What are you saying? What do you think? I'm no mind reader, but I see how you blink. You got a hold on me, baby. It's just this bluesy thing we do. Oh, this bluesy thing. Hey, the bluesy thing. We've seen some lightning, but it always clears. I ain't never had good reason to throw a wrench in the gears. Keep on holding on, baby. I'll be right on you. I'd be a fool to ever get up and leave. Now this bluesy thing we do. Oh, this bluesy thing, such a bluesy thing. So let's park our love, morning, noon, and night. Strange winds are blowing, there's a whole lot of trouble in sight. So hold on, baby. I'll be right on you. Ain't no one better come mess around. This bluesy thing we do. Oh, this bluesy thing. Hey, the bluesy thing. We got a bluesy thing. Thank you.
Oh, hey, is that okay? Yes, please. I'm following directions. Okay. I forgot the directions. It's been a while.
Encore.
All right. It's a fun song that I've been enjoying playing. Wait, am I on? Yeah. Right. So here's a song that I've been playing a lot lately. It's called Remember Dorothy. I don't know if I've ever done it. Have I done it here? All right. So I wrote this really thinking about people who feel like they just haven't found their way to take their rightful place in society. So it's about courage. It's about coming out of the shadows. I was also thinking about my community, the LGBTQ plus community, and why remember Dorothy? Why Dorothy? I was also thinking about Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz and what the lessons were that she learned. So this is called Remember Dorothy. I'm gonna raise some hell tonight. I'm gonna raise it good. Take all the pieces of my life shields of pain, protect our deepest fear. Darkness simply harbors rust, where salt runs into tears. Heaven knows time won't last, not for you and not for me. Let's shave the thorns white off the rose and walk away from withered grief. Remember, darling, wasn't poppies set you free? Darling, I now see what you see. I now see what you see. I now see what you see. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, okay.
Oh, you got this?
I know. Prepare.
Great.
Good evening, everyone. How is this volume first? We good?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. We have this little karaoke machine, and it's doing a great
I
job.
love it.
And then Kurt Larson here brought another mic, and everything just sort of worked out. So I'm very glad to have that. For those of you that I do not know yet, my name is Caitlin Shea. I'm the executive director for Walt Whitman Birthplace Association. And right behind me here that we can still see, even though it's getting darker, is the house that Walt was born in 1819. It's still looking good, so his father did a great job. So first and foremost, Linda, we have been such a fan of Linda for, let's see, it's 6 years, I'd say, at this point, since the Zoom days. And Linda is tremendously talented and kind enough to donate her time here to the museum. One more big round of applause, please. So I didn't know this was going to be such a musical night. Maybe everyone who was familiar with every poet knew, I did not. So I'm very excited, and everything's set up very beautifully, so that's very exciting. As Linda mentioned, this is our 16th year of Walking with Whitman, and it's all because of this guy over here, our writer-in-residence, George Wallace. So George has a dedication to Whitman like no other. Seriously, George, I cannot imagine the place without you. I can't imagine, we would have so many poetry events, we'd have so many amazing people coming up here on this stage. So thank you, George. I always say this room sort of has a memory, and it's always these poets, this music. So it's incredible that you brought so much to us here, George. I also learned that George speaks Korean last weekend. And he sang us some Korean folk songs that you commonly hear in bars. So he's always got surprises, George. He really does.
Always good surprises.
I think they're mostly good. He tells me about Jack Kerouac and Northport all the time. He's a history guy, too. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to bring George up to introduce us to Ngoma first. Thank you again, George, for everything you do.
happy spring, everybody. I can still smell the soil on my hands. I've been working outside all day. I showered twice, but I love the soil. Spring is so important to restore the spirit, to renew us in our dedication to finding our place and the power of life. Poetry is that. I mean, poetry, I think, is a force of human nature. Whether governments are for it or against it, whether political circumstances allow us to travel to foreign countries or not at any particular point in time, whether administrations of beautiful facilities like this one are supportive of poetry or not, it's a movable feast, and I will never fail to thank the administration, the past two administrations of the Walt Whitman birthplace for making this a home to Long Island of regional and national poets. That list there is 30 years, 35 years worth of national and international poets who come here to be the poet in residence. The next one will be here's Cornelius Evie. Looking forward to Cornelius coming. He's a good friend to the birthplace. Yeah, this is the 16th year for this program, and it's new. It's an evolving program. One of the ways that it's evolved, as you'll see today and for the next 4 or 5 second Thursdays of June, May, June, October, November, December, every one of the poets are from New York State. And that's so that we can control the resources which make the poets possible here in uncertain times. So you'll find that we've got some absolutely spectacular people mainly from New York City here on Long Island, but also a little bit upstate and Staten Island, which I guess that's part of New York City. I don't know. There are some fabulous people coming up. And the important thing to remember is that for us as poets, whether we have to fight Long Island Expressway traffic to get here, or personal health issues, or financial issues, or other conflicting issues, it's our ability to be the representatives of that vital human force, poetry, and show up where we can and when we can. And each one of you here has your own story to tell, children to tend, health issues to take care of. So I particularly and sincerely appreciate everybody that's come here tonight, and thank you all for joining us.
Yeah.
I go a long way back with Ngoma Hill. I was at the Bowery Poetry Club. I first met him. He was doing the alternative poetry New Year's Day. He was one of the leaders of the New Year's of that event, and I was in his cohort. So I got to meet him then for the first time. But since then, we've encountered each other in many, many locations in New York City, the little pocket parks, up in Spanish Harlem. He's come out here before to show off his stuff. He's a multimedia performer, entertainer, and outstanding, important poet connected to many of the great poets in New York City, New York, and the country, and indeed the world. Please welcome our first featured reader, Ngoma Hill.
Sure where this one is hooked up to. No, it's not hooked up to this. Yeah. That's for your guitar. Check. Greetings and salutations. I'm really glad to be here. See what we can do. I won't be
talking that much about what I'm going to do. If you've got questions afterwards, you can ask me whatever. But I think you'll be able to understand most of it. Mic check. Mic check. This is a test. This is a test. A state of disunion is homeless and has no address. This is a test. Wrapped in a tattered, blood-splattered banner, Fat Sam sleeps on park benches, begs spare change from the Japanese embassy, payback for Hiroshima. The Wall Street yo-yo defies balance. Budget won't budge, eviction paper served. Angry landlords demand cash deposits before postponement, but no postponement of poverty is granted. Only in God we trust, stamped on the gold bullion, or maybe a Krugerrand might do, but plastic melts down and jams up at ATM machines, and the ashes at the token booth is only a token of the sickness. It's 12:46 a.m. and this poem interrupts the night, demanding to be written, because bosses, like bowling balls, throw strikes against unions, and 30 pieces of silver won't save your soul. Willie Lynch are so bad, violence doesn't shock us anymore. Not even death lasts forever, as a daily diet is elusive to the many. All the factories are closed, nothing's made here anymore. No one works, all the unions busted. Everyone's gone fishing, all the fish are dead. Even nuns have dildos, and confessional chambers are not safe for your young sons. The cross is a sword used by conquerors stuck in the heart of the earth. The richest country in the world is morally bankrupt. The president's a joke. Sounds like an emergency to me. Some take it as a joke or hope to keep the peace at least, or at least to keep the peace. But I really need to know, are you listening? Can we all get to the same page in this book of life? Mic check. Mic check. This is a test. The state of disunion is homeless and has no address. This is a test. Is this thing on? I'll be buried in my grave, and I fight for the right to be free. I didn't ask to come here, I was kidnapped. Tied up, tied down to the bottom of a slave ship, transported like cattle. I didn't ask to come here, be the slave as last forever. As we had another L in the bumpers, asked Philip Liddell, asked Rodney King, I didn't ask to come here. Nobody asked me if I wanted to be a citizen. I didn't hijack a boat to come to these shores to use my name, my religion, my ancestors, my land, my mind. I didn't ask to integrate nor assimilate. No more auction block food. I didn't ask to be America, at least not the ones that bombed Hiroshima, killed Vietnamese babies, spread man-made diseases, spilled blood and guts on the cross, the lash and the gun, stole the Indians' land. And before we slave, I'll be buried in my grave. I just want to be accepted in the human race with peace, love, and justice. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave, and I fight for the right to be free. This is a 3-string cigar box guitar. It's kind of updated with a pickup and stuff. But Africans, when they came here, when they were brought here and enslaved, they couldn't bring instruments with them. So they started making instruments out of whatever they could. And this is one of them. come on the Mayflower, came on the good ship Jesus. I'm a star Matilda, Henrietta Marie, chain bound and shackled, glory to me in the castle, copper and vanilla, sugar and tobacco. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. Sing my blues. Sing my blues. Stopped on Evo Landing, trying to walk on water. Stopped on Evo Landing, trying to walk on water. I'm a runaway, I'm a renegade, I'm a son of a dusty daughter. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. Sing my blues, just sing my blues. Denmark, BG, and Charleston, Nanny of the Maroons, Nat Turner, John Brown, Harriet Tubman, Freedom Bound. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. Sing my blues. Just sing my blues. Like baby sold by the pound, ancestors buried in hallowed ground. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. Whole world seems like a big plantation. I'm just trying to get my reparation, 'cause you ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. You ain't paid your dues. Sing my blues, just sing my blues. To our racism, we will not bow down to our injustice. We will not bow down to our oppression. What you gonna do? I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand, I'm gonna stand. Demockery, teeter-totter on the precipice of discontent. Through the microscope of integrity, coming up with the fist of honesty, as the college elects to misrepresent those who crying out for proof that the so-called Constitution is constitutional. Not just archaic babble left over from centuries past, guarded by laughing gargoyles on the steps of justice. Apathy is the aching tooth of Dracula, fingers dripping Middle Eastern oil as Fat Sam needs a colonic. 500 years locked up in his Constitution. Constituents being tired, pregnant with hope, seek out abortion, stealing voting has no purpose in this hypocrisy, where the two-headed coin has two bad sides and anywhere it falls, oppression rules. Martial law hiding in the shadows, waiting for the eagle to fall. Conspiracy theories ignored while those who disorder the new world wait towards deliverance to the gates of hell. We shall not bow down to racism. We shall not bow down to injustice. We shall not bow down to oppression. What's gonna do? I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. I'm gonna stand. Before the end of the world. If you think I'm sexy, let me know. Because we could get on before these madmen blow up the world. I could be your bridge from the past to the future, because the present doesn't present much hope, and I'm looking for an alternative to war. Maybe a dark beer or a Nazi-bred woman who practices ganja inhalation meditation. I want to taste the THC on her tongue. Take me to some other place deep between her thighs. I want to contemplate her navel from the inside. Search for answers to questions like what makes her juices flow. And I'm looking for an end to rhetoric. There's a battle going on to capture your mind. Surround yourself in light, forget your prayers. Instead of trying to talk to God, meditate. God will talk to you. Listen to the silence. It may be the only good news available as lost souls cry out the truth. Sacrifices to injustice, victims of the world's disorder. Beware of bushes that burn. Wake up and piss, the world's on fire. I saw it on the news the other day, some madmen with stolen passports, men of no property who love death more than women and freedom more than anything, set fire to Twin Towers in the Pentagon. Snakes' eyes came up like skeletons, or stench of rotten corpses poisoned Wall Street. Wrapped in old glory, the Dow tumbles like a drunk down a dark stairway, a victim of amnesia, forgetting all the crimes she has committed. Pleading not guilty in the court of insanity, with a custody of stolen elections, genocidal reflections, and wars that rage on in Solomon's temple. So choose the red or the blue pill, if you will. You scoffed when told to behold that the horse was pale. Liberty is stuck in the airport, bags being searched by the National Guard. Sheets spread right again like Hiroshima, Nagasaki, Vietnam, and Haiti. The news is controlled by Disney. The fantasy on your TV is stark reality, only you have the power to change it. Put down your flag, it cannot protect you from the karma. This poem is free. This poem is free, although you may have paid me to read it. This poem is sovereign, it has no birth certificate, it doesn't give a damn that it has no form. This poem wasn't written for you, it wrote itself. This poem has no 3-minute rule, it wasn't written for the slam, it doesn't give a damn about the score. This poem does not care that it is political in this is an erotic reading. This poem refuses to be porn on paper. This poem doesn't care about your sex life unless you're taking it to bed. This poem is a complicated relationship with this 9 to 5. This poem doesn't care about Jesus. This poem wants to know why you turned your back to your ancestors to follow your oppressor's religion. This poem doesn't care if it pisses you off and prides itself in controversy. This poem thinks you should turn up that idiot box and read a book. This poem doesn't care about Kate and William, Billy, Hillary, Michelle, and Barack Obama, and fucking Jerry, as far as that matters. This poem doesn't care about who you marry once the night is tired, it's your damn problem doing it. This poem does not care that it makes use of profanity. This poem thinks there's nothing more profane than poverty and wants to get paid. This poem is horny and wants to get laid. This poem has arthritis and wants to move to Cali for that medicinal weed. This is not the poem written by Mucha Baruka. And it won't go on and on and on and on and on and on and on in your mind. What happens in this poem stays in this poem. This poem is a bad mother, yo. This poem is free. This poem is free. Something from Harlem. Yeah. Harlem, my pen bleeds for you. Howling like a dog in heat on a full moon night, suffering root shock, since a tree of life was bulldozed. Lost forever, buried in concrete, invisible, wandering like a lost soul trying to find its name, battling in extinction, babbling on in Babylon, telling endless stories of the people and the places and the faces that they've seen, both in this life and the past. The door to the past leads to the future, not to repeat the bitter with the sweet. Oh yes, I remember sweet. Like hot donuts from George's, bean pies and fish sandwiches from the Muslim steak and take when you got the munchies. Schools at the crossroads, 125th and Linux, from a step ladder, listening to Malcolm, Marcus, and Carlos Cook. Across from the Teresa Hotel where Fidel stayed, because they wouldn't give him a room in the inn downtown, kind of like Jesus and Mary. When Lindy was the hot, before P was the bop, long before hip hop. Maybe some numbers runners on the bootleg or two, Langston Renaissance, Claude McKay and Zora too. These sweet memories I bring to you, Babylon in Babylon, where Malcolm was assassinated as the autocrat. Summers filled with menacing order the feathered Tampa Wingo, talent like at the Apollo. Before boys were shipped overseas to fight old men's wars before the smack and the crack. Find the latest LP from Sakulu's record shack. Shaking out Miriam and Hugh grazing in the grass. Before bad Thomas Sankara waved his pearl-handled pistol in the air and Harry Tuck in school, he was later assassinated. We still go through the Cotton Club. Duke's spirit still lives there. Yeah. I'm just trying to bring your memory back to black. Babylon and Babylon. Oh Harlem, oh Harlem, oh Harlem, my pen bleeds for you. So this one is circular, but this is a didgeridoo. The Aborigines say didgeridoo is a misnomer. They say it's yadaki. No millennium dream. I snort wheatgrass juice for breakfast. It opens my third eye to the Most High, telling me not to use my stomach as a cemetery for dead animals. A party with 40s of carrot juice, ginger, and beets helps my tantric love last. I smoke blunts of poetry, it's just my paradigm helps me rhyme one time. In time, if there is time, I question it. But then I question everything, it's just telepathy. Perhaps you've heard of me. I communicate with trees. They tell me gossip. Their roots run deep to the center of the universe. I open chakras too. I use my didgeridoo for cultural healing. I pay for you. These similes and metaphors open the doors to your mind that were shut. That's why we're in such a rut. But I channel knowledge from the kingdom of King Tut. I was a citizen of Atlantis in a past life. That's why I swim through this illusion that you think of as life. This one of pain and strife, where you'll be in prison for eternity until your mind breaks free and you can really see things can change when you question authority. Like the elimination of reincarnation in 325 AD. I have no use for a compass. I read the earth's blueprint. Don't believe in owning land or paying landlords rent. I always give praise to the 7 directions. I know that the soul is an act of perfection. We were all made in the image of God, but God has no body. So I study the travel of the soul. It never grows old, at least not the way that you think of as old. For soul is eternal, never ending. The kingdom of heaven is within. There are spirits seen and unseen. Spirits known and unknown, singing life is full of riddles that only the dead can answer. If you listen, you can hear them in the echoes of the wind, chanting siren sounds to the place that time began. There goes that word again. I believe in all things as opposed to those who believe in nothing. I'm the center of the crossroads that all souls travel through. A traveler's point in the cosmos, protected. I live in all worlds, exist in all things. Place your palms to mine, retrieve your memory. There's a TV screen in the third eye, viewing the Akashic records from the Most High. Trace your roots and return to the light at Tapu. My name is Ngoma. I got some books y'all might be interested in. It's called I Didn't Come Here to Tap Dance. And it's just like the last piece of my book. some capitals made up to control y'all. I can't be controlled. I'm at boys, brother. Your mama said to watch out for. Brothers was multicultural in here. I was here before race. Race was just something conquerors used to divide us. I was here before Adam. Adam was gay and didn't even like apples. Eve was a homegirl. I was a dude next door. Used to throw barbecues in the garden to eat. Brothers had to bring a bottle of wine, a 6-pack of blood to get in, sisters to do free. The Ascended Masters was my posse. Me and Junior Patrick used to do the wild thing underneath the steps of the pyramids. Me and his boy named Saul used to sunbathe the banks of the Nile. Me, Rob Patyrus, and Osar used to go on vacation. Mr. Cruz, I might have to stop that again, I'm sorry. Beep, 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 beep. I am. I'm the original man. I was a runaway slave, I was here before time. Time ain't real now, just something capitals made up to control y'all. I can't be controlled. I'm at bar, brother. Your mama said to watch out for. Brothers is multicultural in here. I was here before race. Race was just something conquerors used to divide us. I was here before Adam. Adam was gay and didn't even like apples. Eve was a homegirl. I was a dude next door. We used to throw barbecues underneath the steps of the pyramids. Me and Buddha was buddies. We go to eat at Ephraim's vacation hell with delicious. You know y'all watching our Laguna. The Bible was the first national enquirer. King James was the editor. I met that brother Jesus. He was a real black man, a young dude. Dropped out of school early. He was doing me a miracle that changed water to wine or whatnot. Could have been fish fried too. I was there when he was killed. It was a Judeo-Roman conspiracy. He was a political Christian. We had a free Jesus rally. Still got my button too. Didn't work though, they killed him anyway. Should've had Johnny Cochran for a lawyer. Me and Luke made samples of latest rage. I gave Gabriel trumpet lessons. He could play a mean blues. I promised Mary I'd keep our secret, you know. She was no virgin. Just something she made up so she could get a welfare check since Joseph was an absentee father. Oh, fuck. Must I tell you everything? Look, Jesus told me not to be God just before he died. I didn't want the responsibility, though I knew all the crazy zealots would be killing peacemakers and saying he told me to do it. I didn't want all that blood and shit on my conscience. I used to sling rocks, no, not cocaine, crystal chemicals, tiger eyes, turquoise, honey to blue dots. I was a prophet before it was profitable. Thought about getting a psychic half-line, but I couldn't get an 800 now. I was here before language, before they had to worry about people lying. Everything was the truth. I was here before negativity, life was simple then. I was here before fear. I was here before want and need and greed and war and shame and blame. I was here before darkness. I'm the light. I'm going to show you the way. Follow me. I'm truth. I'm eternal peace. All we need is love. All we need is love. All we need is love. I am. Sure. Rastafari. My name is Ngoma. Ngoma is not your average string thing. I got some books if y'all are interested called I Didn't Come Here to Tap Dance. So come check me out, all right? It's really great being here. Thank y'all. Peace.
One more time. Let's go ahead. Thank you so much. now then, please welcome back to the stage, Linda Sussman.
We working? Yes. And Ngoma, wow, I feel like I had front row seats to something I should have paid $1 million for. So thank you for that. Feel very lucky. Wow, I've never heard anything like that before in the best way possible. But thank you so, so much. Do you have CDs in Ngoma? Because I'd buy that too. I want the book and I want a CD.
I don't have it.
All right, we'll find a way. And I want a t-shirt.
I just had a t-shirt.
Baby got it.
Okay, we will be ordering. So we are going to shift again. Again, this is just such a cool night because there's so much music involved, and it's just like a very different vibe in here than I've seen before in a very cool way. George knew what he was doing. I just didn't see it till tonight, but thank you, George. Good job. All right, we're going to go right back to Linda, the amazing Linda Sussman. Thank you so much. Thank you.
My head is spinning in Ngoma. That was just awesome.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of spinning, you know, let me just do that. Sorry, guys. Hello, hello. Okay. Well, I just have to catch my breath. And I've been sitting there thinking, okay, how the heck do I follow that? Either with more slide and blues, or bring it to a whole different space and some folk, which is what I'm going to do. And this is called All the Songs of Peace. It's kind of a meditation on peace. All the songs of peace. Recall the hours of the world upon us. Let righteous arms turn us around again. If we could study all the songs of peace, what would we learn, if anything? Thank you.
Lady Sussman's been a good friend of poets across Long Island for many years, so put your hands together one more time. Our second featured poet for this evening. We're having a bang kind of a show tonight. It's really a lot of energy, a lot of multimedia stuff going on. Semerdjian has innumerable intersections with poetry here on Long Island, New York City, and beyond. I think I met him first when he was living over that old vacuum place next to the Poetry Barn in Huntington Village with his soon-to-be bride. And he was, I mean, they call me the writer-in-residence here, but he actually was in residence as a caretaker here at this building over here, before there was this wraparound thing. Comes from this local area. He introduced me to Sidewalk Cafe. You know, he's introduced me to a lot of different Armenian American poetry associations and events on Long Island in New York, and even Teaneck, New Jersey, where everybody was wearing a jacket except for me, so I had to go down buy a jacket before the place closed so I wouldn't be out of place in that. So Alan has been a good friend to me for many years. He's an outstanding poet and really travels across the country as a musician and as a poet. And has brought some people with him who I think we first worked together, the three of us, at Northport Library. Yes. He goes back a ways and it's going right into the future, and we're all going with it. Please welcome Alan Semerdjian.
All right, thank you so much. We're gonna just, Kirk, do you think we can move the microphone closer? I don't know if we can, but we're gonna do a quick couple of adjustments here. Get ourselves locked in. Yeah, cool work. Good. That's perfect. That's perfect. We're good. Just a round of applause for George Wallace and doing the series right here. Linda, your fluidity is wonderful, and it really sets a terrific tone. We're all thankful for that. And Ngoma, you are a dynamic individual, a real dynamic individual. Lots to learn from Ngoma. I just want to introduce my friend. This is Baba Kintari on percussion with some nice stories for today. So we're going to improvise today. That's what we're going to do. We'll do that movie thing. You want to start off with a groove? You feel comfortable with something? Yeah, kind of soft and kind of see it. We're going to kind of make some stuff up here. I will not harden in these lines from the cascade of images, plundering the wildernesses of our imagination. I will not transform the soft snowfall of words to appease the monster's wrath. No. Children are dying deaths, reals. The world has made more of them, and we have brought them more closer to our consciousnesses. A voice is in the hallways outside of our rooms. It keeps saying, this is how we learn. This is how we finally be rid of specter and sword, shield and sling. This is how the rain will stop falling over the valleys where the bodies lay. Flowers grow. We animals move across. But no. Never. Not impossible. Stop with the inundation. I refuse to hit the like button to add the noise. My heart too heavy with comments and a work of what's in front of me daily. My heart broken enough, soft like these lines in your hands. What will you make of them, dear reader? They are not on fire and adorned with razors, no. I refuse if you build walls with them, if you break walls only to kill and kill and kill and kill and kill what's on the other side. Another voice now inside our rooms, sinister, madman, demented, balloon. War is a force that is beyond meaning. War is a force that is beyond meaning. Understand this and understand self. No, not now, not ever, impossible. I will not harden in these lines. I will not harden into blind. I will listen before I speak, breathe before I fall, break before the final ache. Here I am melting inside of these ideas. Here I am melting inside the refrain. No flags, no war, no like button, no more. No flags, no war, no like button, no more. Stop the polarization, conflation nation. Stop the polarization, stop the polarization. I can be both, and I can be, and I can be, and conqueror and conquered, war and asylum. I can be both Armenian and Turk, Azeri and Kurd. I have no sides but the circle inside, and inside the circle still no sides. What are we now but voices appearing and disappearing on a screen? Assembling, disassembling, going one way before another, never facing the other, which is the question for our times and its answer. The question for our times begins its slow, frothing erasure from the screen as it was written. You see it? The slow eraser as it's written. Something about land and coexistence. And are we really there? And how we mean to each other with all these drawn connections and fading ink dividing us further apart. Yeah, it came in a pair, like a love poem, with the answer also now appearing and then erasing like half the city skyline lost into ocean mist, foggy shroud. Everywhere there were half understandings, uneven partings, misshaped utterings, leaving. Here comes the border again. Must it begin like rain sound and demented percussion? Will it solve the fingering of new architects bent on the redesign before dawn? Everywhere I look, a skyline is vanishing into someone else's cloud, like an ask into answer, like a bird into air, like a punctuation mark into a forced dancer. The lightning flings itself across my night.
I am halved again with each stroke of light. The lightning flings itself across my night. I am halved again with each stroke of light. Thank you.
That's coming out with Blaze Vox Books. It's a book called Birds Too Distant to Name. Hopefully the end of 2026, maybe beginning in 2027. We're still sort of figuring out time together. The publisher and I are figuring out time together. We'll figure out where it's going to land. Let's do that 5 things maybe? See what happens.
families, post past the families, post past the families, post past the families.
No, you play and I'm gonna know no guitar. Or yeah, you play and I do the yeah. Thank you so much for that. This is George mentioned it before. I used to live here.
Literally
I suppose it's kind of a funny thing to say when you're in a museum, but it really. I did used to live here, and right there and there's a caretaker now, and this space was I think. How did you phrase it, Caitlin? You said it was like has memories. You said, right?
Yes, I feel like the space, I don't know, I get a
Yeah, it has memories. You know.
I have the same feeling back there too.
Yeah,
Like,
there are
all this
definitely.
grass and, I don't know.
There's a sense here. Yeah, that's right. And Billy, my friend Bill was here. Yes, performed here. You know, I think Walt's capacity for embracing the imagination, pushing the poetry of invention, is alive and well here, and has been for a long time. Certainly in good hands with George, bringing in all these great poets and artists. And I just, I really do. When I say I hope this place, goes on forever, I really mean that. Because we need more spaces like this in our communities. The fabric of our communities. We'll do something just sort of drums and voice. So I mentioned I'm Armenian before, I mentioned my grandfather, and it says this poem is called a poem for Armenia, but really it's a poem for small nations, right? Any kind of small, whatever it is that you call nation, space, maybe places that are not always in front and center, but have this, rich history in life, regardless. And remind us of the dynamic range of human capacity in this world, which we all need to remind ourselves of, I think. I certainly do. This is called the Poem for Armenia.
This country, dreaming of birth and rebirthing, child and child again and not, and free. And screenshots, how many do not see? This country, under the radar.
You know what I mean?
Alone and happy in hostile territory. The heart, a mountain across the enemy lines, holier than holy, older than hate, younger than joy. Let me tell you about this country. I tried to reach from my balcony as a child, across the unimaginable sea, when I made the paper airplanes. You ever made the paper airplanes? And when I launched them, the paper airplanes, and watched as they soared, the wings perfect, nose so sleek, down 60th Street, Woodside, Queens, past crosswalks and first friends' homes, new lifts from subway gratings, across Roosevelt and down into all my eyes could not see. This country, invisible, but there, not near. No, no, not near. No, 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 not near. This country, not near. But somehow, this country, somehow, everywhere. Unlike what I did as a child, I'll pick up my debris. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna do. I think we're gonna maybe one more, if that's all right, George. We'll do one. Yeah. All right. Okay. Feeling really good, and I'm thankful to be here. We'll do something else here. It feels right. Punctuation marks. Hyphen. Hyphen the terrible, the ignitable, correlator dash me. The Armenian American. Though very far. What if nothing follows? Or like leaving a place real fast? What if everything is a list of hyphens, dorsal and chain, white snakes interrupted on a road with no words, hyphen the terrible, correlate and dash? What if nothing follows? Ellipse. There are myths of paper, sleeves, and intention, two eyes and a preposition instead of one thought of a thing like, why are you leaving? Like solid, like shore, like dune is to water. A moment like this is a man afraid of water, is the surest, the final way to surmise something like a break in love or genocide. He is in it like the lyric, staccato footprints in the air, like sand in island. He is inside the mouth of the coming, the whale, the invisible one, with clothes, the color of indecision emotion and life, the strange, partial missing that befuddles the new aching music he never thought he would get to. Comma. Eyes, comma, are, comma, time, comma, to, comma, put, comma, in, comma, before, comma, the, comma, park, comma, is, comma, dusk, comma, because, comma, slow, comma, walking, comma, is, comma, and, comma, art, comma, and, comma, afterwards, comma, life, comma, can, comma, to, comma, insist, comma, on, comma, which, comma, is, comma, better, comma, colon, comma, the, comma, memory, comma, of, comma, losing, comma, comma, father, comma, you, comma, never, comma, saw, comma, or, comma, it, comma, actually, comma, and, comma, happening, comma, the, comma, interruption, comma, of, comma, us, comma, sister, comma, who, comma, save, comma, your, comma, life, comma, and, comma, put, comma, you, comma, on, comma, map, comma, in, comma, line, comma, question mark. Semicolon. Then the relationship ceased to exist. On the one hand was the fact of knowing about it ahead of time, the other being there when it just ambushes you. What will you be saying when it happens? Cursing the day you never knew? You wish. Parentheses. Everything is a secret. I don't have the right to everything I never felt. I don't have the right to put my arms around it. I don't have the antecedents, so don't ask. The right to call it otherwise, the right I don't have inside what I do have, paraphrase. What I don't, what I do, what I don't, what I do, what I don't, what I do. The right, the empty, the left, two eyebrows in disguise. The devil without a head. What's left? Period. It's amazing how a man so fascinated with dates. It's amazing how a man so fascinated with dates. It's amazing how I could die on such an ordinary one. George Wallace, thank you, Caitlin. Linda, you all are beautiful, man. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming out and choosing to be here today. You move this for you. Sorry, yeah, please, yeah, go ahead.
noticed that,
A lot going on up here.
huh? Okay, what a night. I'm a little bit in a trance, so it's very hard to come up here next. Local legends, very local. Right, Alan? Very local.
Yeah, very local, actually.
I was thinking if I was director while you were here, I'd be very excited and also very nervous because I think you'd have loud parties and I'd have to be concerned. There might be some noise complaints, I don't know. But
I don't think we ever had any complaints.
No,
but
all right.
Maybe
A little street cred for poetry.
yes. But we'd love to do some happenings, like you were telling me.
Yes,
We're
yes.
overdue for a
We'd
collaboration.
love to do
So
something.
thank you both. You're both incredible. Thank you so much. Okay, so as Alan was saying, we really need your support. Like we were saying, we need to keep places open like this. So we appreciate that you came out tonight, that you purchased a ticket. We also have a lot of upcoming events. We have So Young Lee Segreto here in the audience. She brought us Jimin Bae, who made a beautiful exhibit. It's out there. And she made her own exhibit, which you'll see in the case over there. We're really getting multicultural here. We have so much going on. You can take one of these. I'm just going to tell you about next Thursday, so a week from today. We have a pretty well-known YouTuber coming. And she started something, you can Google it later, called Whitman, Alabama. And she met with people in Alabama. She gives you a glimpse into their life. And then she has them recite Whitman. And when I tell you, I don't know why it makes so many of us cry while we watch it. It's just very powerful. I can't put it into words. So we would love to have you here for that next week. And lastly, membership. Again, just anything, every dollar counts. So we really appreciate it. Even the lowest form of membership, you get to come here for a picnic anytime we're open. So we're being creative. If you have more creative ideas, we would appreciate it. All right. Now, Linda, I was thinking about it. Every time I hear you play, I still get like chills. And I just think that's amazing to me. You know, we're so lucky to have you. Is this gonna thing? Okay. So Linda, thank you so much. It's so powerful and it's beautiful folk music. Everybody complimented each other tonight, right? Last thing, I promise. We have books that will be signed. Is that correct? Okay. And Linda has a CD, which is available for a donation. Is that what you said, Linda?
Yeah, so I actually have a new CD that I came out with in January of this year, and I have the 2 prior ones there, and all I ask is whatever, you know, if you'd like one, just pick one up, and hopefully you can drop something in my bucket there, whatever it is. If it's something or if it's nothing, I just want to share my music.
Thank you all for your presence and your support, and I'm going to hand the stage over to Linda one last time. She's going to sing us off.
Oh, yeah.
We're very out of practice. I apologize. It's our first Walking with Women of the year. Maybe we'll change it, Linda. Let me know. Thank you.
This will be a short one. I have no idea. Now I feel guilty. Oh, no, that's okay. Hey, I always want to say. Always want to say. My pleasure.
All right, so I wrote this, when did I write this? I think I wrote it before or during the last, I feel like I'm speaking like dirty words here, the last presidential election cycle. Yeah, you kind of get my drift, right? So this is called Run from the Lightning. I wasn't planning on doing this, so we'll see how this goes. I'm not plugged in. You know, it's always like the simplest thing, is the computer plugged in.
Anyone can do it, plugged in.
Yeah. All right. Too loud, wait, I'm sorry, Emmy's saying too loud. Too loud?
No,
Okay.
go with it, go with it.
I'm happy.
Thank you. What a great night. Thank you, George. Oh my God. Russ. Hey, where did you roll in?
He lives in a barn now.
I had such a great time tonight, and I loved hearing our two featured poets. Oh, listen to me. Whitman's two featured poets tonight. It was wonderful, very inspiring. Thank you, George.
Thank you all for coming. We'll see you next month, May 14th. We have Angela Berga, the Uber Mensch from Cornelia Street Cafe, and another former Nassau County Poet Laureate, Linda Oper, will be with us. See you next month, May 14th.